You're the world's smallest violin.
Wee woo.
I want
wee
no.
woo,
I
wee
want a
woo.
piece of cheese to go with my wine.
Wee woo, wee woo. Here comes the ambulance.
The ambulance.
So, serious topics.
So a button.
Serious topics.
Like what?
I don't know. What's a prepper? What's a patriot? What's a constitutionalist? What's a leftist? What's a communist? What's a socialist? Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, if you don't know the difference, that's a problem.
We're in the matrix. Because one day it's this, one day it's that. Blah, 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 blah.
And who started changing the definition of things? And not only that, the fucking spelling.
Oh, watch out. The Mandela effect will get you.
No, I am not okay with that.
Why? It's advertising. But that's because...
I'm not talking about advertising. I'm talking about literally the spelling of words.
Well, it's because it causes you to... It mind fucks you. It's a mind fuck. Everything's a psyop now. If you look at it, in a way, by the definition, what is a psyop? Keep you on your toes, off your toes, coming around, always on guard. You can never relax, even when you're sleeping. Kind of like Morpheus. You know, we said, hey, you know, you can see it, you can feel it every time you go to whatever, you know. But reality, it sucks. But what I found is watching videos, listening to people bark. You know, it's like everybody, the younger generation, you know, patriots or constitutional preppers or whatever, is they all think this is new. You know, and then it's like, they, you know, come off like, and it's like, no, this ain't new. This shit's been going on for years.
They
decades.
come off like it's their idea.
Well, it's not that. It's just, it's not cocky or nothing. I mean, it's kind of cool seeing these young bucks going, oh my God. And it's like, hey, dude, you know, I hate to pop your bubble, but, and then they're like, oh, well, I didn't know this, you know, because they erase this shit. You know, it's like, you know, you type in resistor, you know, put out by Special Forces back in the 80s and shit. They spelt shit out. Sometimes you can find that on Pinterest, you know. All kinds of cool shit. You know, or, you know, like a lot of the old patriots been labeled everything but a fucking white man. And then they find out, dude was black. Oh my God, J.J. Johnson. Oh, that motherfucker was crazy. Or, it's only man involved. Oh my God, Linda Thompson. Oh shit, we ain't going that far back, are we? Oh God, we can go really far back. You know, and it's, a lot of them come, let them go, but a lot of them find out they're patriots for profits. You know, that's the, oh, I'm a Christian patriot. Nobody questions. And their only thing there to do is to make money. Well, I understand it's to make money, but you're supposed to do it for the principle and your duty and your responsibility.
But now they do it just to get their house, their land,
Yeah.
their preps, their things, their gear, and things like that, instead of what it used to be
Yeah,
like.
it used to be your responsibility for, you know, future posterity and shit like that. Now, I get it if you're out in the open about it, but now it's like what, you know, it's like what grinds my gears is, you know, people bitch about, you know, this administration or the next one or the one before that, blah blah blah, all the while working for them. Turn a blind eye while they're working for them, collecting that damn paycheck, or they're still working for them. Turn a blind eye, making their money, so they have their preps and all this other shit, and then looking down on you, and you're like, well, wait a sec, I'm a little confused here. That just made about as much sense as fucking, you know, some of these patriots out there, you know, talking about this and talking about that, wanting to be the militia, but then you go, well, if we would go back to the 90s when you were in there, you were training to fight against the militia because you thought, you know, we were all a bunch of fucking, you know, backwoods, gun-toting, crazy motherfuckers, and now you want to be it. It's like, whoa, hold up here. Junior. That ain't how that should be working. And then you just kind of go, uh-huh.
There needs to be some vetting involved.
Well, that's the thing is, like, okay, here's the thing. Back in the day, you didn't have patriots, you had militia and survivalists, and there was no preppers. And being a prepper was just being a fucking American, being ready for anything, and having a little extra on the side. But it took it to a whole different level, and I think that was another psyop on top of it, because everybody, oh, I'm prepping for this, I'm prepping for that. Well, nobody was prepping for the reality of a slow grind down, which,
Yeah.
you know, if you go and talk to enough old school patriot militia types, they'll tell you it's going to be a slow grind. You know, and that's what the communist fucking, you know, plan was all along, was a slow grind, you know. Or you can go and, you want to talk about communists, type in anti-American communities back in the day they had. And then there was that, oh God, what was it? Those Mormons that were fucking, oh God, I already talked about them one time. You know who I'm talking about. Oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come
Not the
to me.
Huttery.
No, the ones that, they're out of Utah, they talked about the communists and all that shit.
Oh.
You know, and they spell it out and let you read it for yourself, and nobody wants to believe it. But now if you were to go back and read it and then look what's going on, damn, the communist 45 plans to taking over the country, yeah, it pretty much is in effect. But hey, you know, it is what it is. You know, too many people following, going after that filthy lucre, you know. Which is another fucking, you know, that's the whole thing. Is it's like, in my opinion, we'll get back to what I was originally gonna say, is I think subconsciously everybody knows that there's no way to stop this shit, so they're like, well, hey, I'm gonna get what I can get while I can, you know, and fuck everybody else. And then but on the same token, why can't we all get along and, you know, and stand up together and blah blah blah. But then again, maybe that's the plan all along, not that it shouldn't happen, because it's been tried over and over and over, kind of like, you know, Benjamin Franklin saying, hey, we ain't gonna have no centralized banking, we ain't gonna have no centralized militia or patriot groups. And then you got the prepper types going, militias are bad. And then you go, okay, well, what's gonna happen if shit goes to shit and you and your group arm up and protect your community? Well, I said, that's a militia, dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, militia. No, I'm sorry, militia is the only thing protected under the Constitution. That's why they try to tell you not to do it, because if something went wrong and you said you weren't, you ain't protected. Even under the Geneva Convention, you are protected. Oh, that's another thing. If shit does go wrong under the Geneva Convention, you have to wear some kind of identifying mark, you know, like a patch or something. You don't even have to use a uniform to be protected from, being charged as a criminal or a terrorist or whatever. That's the one thing that's really funny too. You know, and everybody, oh, we all gotta have the same patch. No, anything that's recognized, you know, is something that says, hey, I'm this or that. You know, I ain't riding with this. And that's another thing. It's like everybody, oh, da 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 da. No, when it comes right down to it, you got gangs and tribes. It don't matter what it is, even in politics. It's like, who you riding with? You got to be riding with somebody. You know, if you're, you know, a nomad, you bounce between each others, make sure those all get along. You know, otherwise you become the biatch. But to get back to old school patriots, why things, my opinion, I've been around long enough and I've seen enough, and I've seen, oh God, more than my fair share of the sellouts. Basically, back in the day, we're talking 80s. You know, like I said, I was born into this shit, so I was a wee little lad, you know.
A wee one.
A wee one with, you know, my dad and his buddies, you know, Vietnam vets and places that, well, we weren't in that place, you know. Yeah, you know, the Golden Triangle kind of bullshit. And they came back and said, hey, you know, eventually we can see where the country's going. Let's train up our boys and our daughters. Yeah, my childhood was interesting, to say the least. But basically, being an old school patriot is you work together. Rule one, you never badmouth a patriot out in the open unless you know he's a traitor, a sellout, you know, a phony, you know. And every patriot group, militia group, policed itself. And the bigger the militias, you had a committee of safety, which was basically the same thing, founding fathers crap, where they would sit down and go, hey, we got an internal problem, you know, and then the militia members, they'd be the one to carry it out the fucking, you know, whatever it needed to be done. Kind of like why a lot of shit happened in the 90s. You know, everybody thought it was this or that, and that's why it was all hush-hush. No, it was a lot of internal fighting because a lot of people were, oh, rah, 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 and the government get, you know, basically the tire would hit the road kind of shit, and they'd punk out because it's either better to take the money, you know, and then instead of going, hey guys, I got, you know, a visit from these cocksuckers, offer me money, and there's things you can do too to really fuck with them. And that's the one thing of being a patriot or militia. It's your duty as an American. And all you motherfuckers out there just playing with your black rifles, if you ain't a militia, you're denying your duty and your responsibility. That's part of the checks and balances that everybody likes talking about. But like within the patriot movement, you have militia, you know, that were out doing their thing, and then you have these other paper pushers. You know, well, under the law, this piece of paper, you know, they're supposed to. Well, that only works if you have honorable people. You know, if your government's honorable, or your neighbors or your community's honorable, yes, that shit does work. But if you're going up to, you know, a system or somebody else and going, hey, and they're not honorable, that paper don't mean shit to them, because they'll always find some low IQ knuckle dragger, you know, and that has nothing to do with race or anything. Now it's called muscle.
Yeah.
You know, they'll do anything. You know, we used to call them mercenaries. You know, just like a lot of military nowadays, they need freedom. You know, and then and that's the kicker too about, you know, like with the military, it ain't like it used to. Just like cops ain't like it used to. Just, you know, and that's what I'm trying to get across, is to fix a problem, you have to identify that there is a problem, and nobody wants to admit that. Yeah, our country is not our country, what it was meant to be, and now it's something that's, hell, like, you can't even recognize it. And you know, and if you go to different states, it means something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you got a president that's going to be elected to run a bunch of different countries, which is inside the United States, and everybody's going different ways, and that's why nothing's working. And if we can't get back to just some simple little shit, what's the point? You know, and I think that's why everything is the way it is, because there's a lot of psyops going on, Operation Mockingbird with the fucking media, doing that kind of bullshit. You know, and I know I'll be dropping a lot of different things, and that's where you're supposed to go, what the hell is he talking about? Let me go look this up. Oh my God! You know, we can go way back and talk about Operation Cable Splicer and fucking, oh God, there's a few others I don't even want to mention. But just type in Cable Splicer and you'll see where it goes, and Rex 84 and all this other shit, and Iran-Contra scandals, and, you know, with Ollie North. You'll start realizing how far we go back, that we've been sold out, you know, or Watermelon Reagan, you know.
I remember
green on the outside, red in the middle, you know, subsidized wheat, that kind of bullshit. No.
I remember reading Rex 84.
You know, and that's the whole thing. I bounce around because I want your head, because that's the thing, is I have a tendency, I'll get people's heads spinning. Just check this shit out. And you're going to go, oh my God, this shit ain't, this is fucked up.
Just write it down, make a note.
Mm-hmm. See, then if you can find other things too, like old Mark Hornke, you know, American Apparel, that'll educate you. But you're, like I said, you're going way back. Or read the book and then call it treason, or none dare call it fucking conspiracy. Or listen to, you know, William Cooper's old shit, Hour of the Time. You know, there's a lot of different old patriots, if you can find it, they'll educate you. You know, and that's the whole thing, like, get back to, you know, early patriot bullshit, you know. You didn't badmouth nobody. Your word was your word. You know, everything was based off the honor system, like how the Constitution is supposed to work with honorable people. You know, that's why they said moral and just. Honorable people, you know, would rather fucking take a, you know, bullet to the fucking ass than be disrespectful or dishonor themselves. You see, and those words don't mean shit no more. Yeah. Now, if we can bring back the meaning of honor, integrity, courage, duty, yeah, things would change. But now we have sellouts, bitch. You know, why? Oh, feelings. No. There's a lot of things that need to change. But to be honest with you, I think things are too far gone. Because not enough people actually give two shits. You know, and you really can't blame them. You really can't. But like I said, with the Patriots, if we can get back to the way it used to be, where your honor meant something. You know, your retirement as a Patriot sucks. I mean, it sucks. Because basically you're on your own, and you'll find out. And I'll be the first one to admit it. The militia now is a paper tiger. But those that are in it, I wouldn't want to fuck with them. Because most of them are old, ornery, and cantankerous, and going, you know, this is some bullshit. And just like, you know, a parent's supposed to teach his young, just like my parents, you know, or my dad, you know, he taught me. You know, and that's what we're supposed to do, teach the youngers how to do this shit, and it checks and balances. You know, and that's part of the law. You know, I know a lot of people, oh, now piss off. Okay, you're the ones denying this shit because you know you go dig far enough and you're dirty laundry, you're just as corrupt. And that's the problem. You know, and I'll get back to what I was talking about with the Patriots is my theory is nobody really wants to clean up the mess because, well, my cousin's sister, she's, you know, a corrupt sons of bitches, or, you know, my daughter's a corrupt sons of bitches, or my husband works for these corrupt sons of bitches, and somehow they think they deserve a free ride, and it doesn't apply to them, and that's why nothing's changing.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's also a lot of, it's really hard for a lot of people to stand their ground when they feel like they're the only ones standing their ground in that area, in that house, in that community. And it can be hard, and you can be labeled, you know, a fucking hardhead or whatever.
You're an extremist.
Yeah,
you damn straight I'm an extremist when it comes to my country.
But I mean, put whatever label on it.
Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you.
But that's the thing is, a lot of people now, it really is, oh, it's easier to go along, to get along, and, well, I'll just go ahead and prepare for this, and if the time comes, well, fuck them. No, you need to stand up, and you need to let them know, hey, this is not okay. And a lot of times, and I mean like a lot of times, we've talked to, I don't even know how many people, and you sit and you talk and you go, hey, you know, this is what your viewpoint is. Now let me flip it. What if I have this viewpoint? And you flip it on them. Is that okay? Well, no. Well, but why not? You're okay with this when it comes to me and mine.
Yeah.
Why isn't it okay if I did it this way?
Yeah, it's okay for you to fuck me, but if I was to get pissed off and,
right.
You know, oh, it's not okay. No, fuck you.
Well, no. And what I'm saying is, a lot of times you can get them to start thinking, and they'll realize, oh, that is pretty fucked up.
No, and
it doesn't mean they're going to change, but you can at least get them thinking.
But see, here's the thing: where two or more are gathered, there I am. So basically,
right.
You get them to confess and being a piece of shit.
But I think a lot of problem is that people just, they really do that. It's easier to get along to go along, and I'll just prepare on the side, and you know, blah blah blah. No,
you know,
speak up, stand up,
or the city people ain't gonna make it. Us country people, like I said, I've been ripped off more by country fucks.
That really rubs you raw.
Oh God, it does.
You've brought that up a few times.
It pisses me off more than anything, because I'll tell you right now, you come across a straight up street punk, and that's going, hey, I'm being cool, but you want to try and rob my ass?
Oh, you're getting fucked up.
Yeah, your shit's gonna come down, 3 or 4 fucking years down the road, and you're gonna go, what the fuck? No, you don't do that shit. You see, I'm old school. You give me your fucking word that you ain't like this, and you badmouth others, and then you turn around and do that, I'll smile at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first chance I get, I'm going to put a tooey on that and cram it right up your ass. You know? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, I've seen, I've been out in the country. Oh, I'm a country boy, can survive. And you go, okay, you know how to grow potatoes? Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck?
Those are one of the easiest things to grow.
Yeah. And I'm like, you go to the city, you can grow anything. That's like, if you're homeless in Washington, there's no way you can't. I don't see how you'd starve. I mean, here's everywhere. The thing: go to one of the lakes, grab a duck, and go panhandle for a couple bucks and get some fucking duck sauce. Hell, I'm having duck au raisin over a fucking campfire. I'm eating better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing, like, what's the point of fucking working to support a bunch of freeloaders, and I'm talking about government? What's the point? You basically, you're an indentured servant. You're paying servitude, like Benjamin Franklin. In 200 years, you're going to be a slave in your own country.
And you wouldn't even know it.
And you wouldn't even know it. And like they said, the best kept slave is the one who's convinced he's free. Just like, I own my house and stop paying property tax. You don't own shit.
No, you can own your house. You don't own the property that it's on.
But I forgot they say you'll own nothing and be happy. That's why there's so much dope and shit in the fucking water and the food, the air. I mean, it's insane. You know, but like I said, and that's why I'm making these videos and having these little bitch sessions, because, yeah, I'll go all over, because it's like everything branches out, and it's like, it pisses me off. You know, I'm grateful that the younger, you know, there is some younger ones getting involved. You know, and another thing, too, what really grinds my gears is you got guys from England coming over here, and they're getting involved in the militia, and they know more about this goddamn country and our history than I'm an American, I got a black rifle, ha ha ha. You fucking backwoods motherfucker.
That's what grinds my gear.
Yeah, it's
is
like, no.
Is the mall ninjas
Yeah.
in their pretty little get-ups with their shiny little rifles and their fucking, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Well, if the time come down to it, I always need a trench buddy, battle buddy. Come here, cutesies.
Time comes down to it, we're gonna have some new gear, because
oh yeah, they'll be dropping the shit off left and right.
It's all pretty. You're not using it. You don't know how to properly use it. You don't know if it fits right. You don't know how it fits and feels when you're walking 5 fucking miles.
Oh yeah, like here, I'm gonna make it short and sweet, and because I'm gonna add on to that one. My 2 cents is that's why I'm making these videos. I say, well, you're gonna be like, but this is all basics. Yeah, that's what you need is all the basics. You know, yeah, I can make videos on patrolling and shooting and scooting and blah 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 blah. But what would be the point of you watching me do this shit when you're supposed to do this? And my whole thing is showing you all the basics, the stuff that most people ain't got a fucking clue. Oh my God, how to do this, how to do that. Yeah, it's basically. Like I said, I was never in the military, but basically all my videos, you're going to go, well, fuck me, if I was actually watched this and went out and did it, I went through basic training.
Yeah.
You know, mine is, I could do the rappelling and all this other bullshit, but, that's kind of boring because I don't really see that happening, because I don't see me jumping up in a goddamn helicopter or a plane or what have you, but you got to remember, you're a citizen, I guess citizen soldier, checks and balances, you're your own logistics, and right now, I don't have no mountains that I could do it. If I knew where they were, yeah, that'd be something different.
Any rock faces.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like I said, I got enough shit that I can be making movies until hell freezes over, and as things go, and as I get more gear, like I said, I got ripped off. So now I'm working with the bare bones, and as shit goes, or if somebody wants to donate some shit, and, eventually I'm hoping to get on where we can do live chats. And, people, hey, make a video of this, make a video of that, blah, blah, blah. And if I don't have the gear, if they want to donate, I'll make a video on how to do this shit. Because I know how to do pretty much everything and anything. I just don't have the gear right now. Because the shit got stolen from country folks. The ones that are really nice. And I'm a Christian patriot, so trust me. Piss off, motherfucker. It's like, I lived in Missouri. Don't tell me, show me. But, oh yeah, what were you talking about earlier?
Gucci gear.
Oh, Gucci gear. Yeah.
Mall ninjas and Gucci gear and their little black rifles. And...
No, here's the thing. You know what it reminds me of? Is the little rich kid that got this, shiny little fucking Tonka truck and never plays with it. What's the point?
Let me get scratch on it.
Yeah, no, it's like you get this cool toy and you don't play with it.
But it might be a collector's item someday.
But here's the thing, it's like, remember Toy Story? Those toys might be like, yeah, they're boomsticks. They might be sitting in the corner going, play with me. Play with me. Take me out. Make me go boom. Let me, have some premature booms. I want to meet the sexy bullets, So I can say, I'm just going to give you the head.
Right, just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip. Just the tip. Oh. That kind of shit, you never know.
I am so sad. They don't like me.
Well, that's like, everybody argues about comms this and comms that, too. But here's the thing. Most of you don't even use the shit. What's the point?
Or know how to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why would you get something just because some big wig, or I was ex-military, or I was this, or I had this piece of paper saying I'm a certified professional. Yeah. that suggests you get this, you know, and then you see it sponsored by such and such. No,
Right.
get what you can get, use it. You know, if you everybody's, you know, in the Patriot movement and prepper movement, everybody's got their little specialty that they like to do. You know, like medical or comms or weapons or unmentionable things. We ain't going there, you know, or, you know, somebody might like doing the tracking, or somebody might making the, you know, the snares, or, you know, a fire expert, or whatever you want to call it. Everybody's got their 2 cents. But when it comes to what I've noticed in the Patriot movement, even way back in the day, they got arrogant about it. It's like, oh, we got to do it. No, we got to, yeah, it's cool to know about it, but I'm not going to sit here and just keep, you know, it's like looking at a porn mag and somebody's just hooked on, you know, Miss July because their nipples are just so perfect. It's like, dude, what about, you know,
The rest of the
the
year.
rest of the year? Come on, dude. You know, you're kind of,
Can't
know,
go past
I get
July.
it. Yeah, I get it. You're sprung on it, you know, and that's the thing. Just like with comms, it's like I got to have the newest and the greatest, you know, and it's like if it works, it works.
Well,
Because the way I look at it, it's something man-made, and they all come from China. Even if the box says made in America, that everything comes from fucking China. So I mean, it's like, okay, what slave labor camp are you getting it from? You know, big deal. Okay, they got an extra eyeball in their soup, so their shit's a little more special. No, if it works, it works. You know, if you got the money to buy some, you know, cool shit, hey, right on. You know, but
get what you can.
yeah, and learn from it. And if you break it, you ain't gonna cry.
And
you ain't gonna break the bank.
And quit listening to people that say you must have this and you must have that. No. You know.
Look at it this way: when somebody says you must do this, look at them. Say, do you provide the 3 F's? Feed me, fuck me, or finance me. And if they don't do any of the 3, tell them to
Bye-bye.
Walk away, Wanda. Oh yeah, he did.
Oh,
With a
I've
double
told
snap.
I've told people that. I'm like, I'm sorry, you don't provide any of the 3 F's.
Yeah.
What's that? You don't feed me, fuck me, or finance me. Get the fuck out of my face.
And see, that's the problem. That's more division in the Patriot movement. You know, if everybody would get this attitude, and I hope it does pay off when they see patriots trying to cause division over stupid shit like this, just look at them and say, dude, you're causing division. Knock it off. You know, grow the fuck up. You know, but what I've noticed over the internet, it's like, oh, no, I'm old school. You want to talk shit? We're going to meet outside of school. You know, but, you know, and that's just one of those things. You know, and it's like, yeah, okay. In the Patriot movement, you got to have your, you know, your broomstick, you know, and then others go, well, you don't need a pistol. Well, I'd rather have a pistol. I'll carry that extra fucking little bit of weight because obviously you've never had a malfunction.
Could you imagine if we were in a firefight or something happened and I got that squib and I didn't have any backup? That would be why you carry it.
Well, that's like, you know,
or you get a jam, or you run out of ammo, or whatever.
Something could happen, you know. I mean, it depends, you know, like if you're in close quarters, you know, I'd rather use a pistol round than a rifle round because it's fucking gonna blow your fucking ears out. I mean, or if you're in a survival situation, you know, what are you gonna do? Shoot the squirrel with your fucking main bat? Oh, there's nothing left. Or you're gonna pull out your pistol and shoot the fucker?
Yeah.
Well, the pistol's hard. Well, they get out and practice. You know? And it's just, it's one of those things. And my whole thing is, I don't care what you're doing when it comes to doing this outdoor shit, prepper or survivalist militia, as long as you're doing something. And that's my whole thing, is I'm trying to encourage it. And at the same time, I do have dark humor. At the same time, I'll make fun at those that, and if the shoe fits and somebody gets mad, don't give 2 shits. Not my problem. Because obviously, you know, it's the truth.
Then
and if
fix
it's the
your
truth, yeah, fix your shoe, you know, or if you don't know how to fix it, ask. I'll help you fix it.
Yeah.
And we'll run together.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the whole thing with a lot of shit, is people just, it's like they want to have, it's like their subconscious makes them like a spoiled little brat. I'm going to cause problems because if we all act mature, we can fix the problem, but I don't want to fix the problem because I'm scared of the problem. And it's like the problem's not that big. It's kind of like, you know, the Wizard of Oz, you know, hey, stay away from the curtain. Oh my God, it's all smoke and mirrors, and the dog was the only smart one. Well, why is, you know, Americans referred to as American dogs? Because we used to be the smart ones. Not anymore. Now we're like, you know, the Cowardly Lion or the fucking Tin Man. Yeah, no heart, no brain, and no courage. If you got a brain and heart which means, determination to do the right thing and the courage to stand the fuck up. Oh yeah, you're an American. But see, you want to follow that yellow brick road, which is the money, and bow down to the man behind the curtain, which is
government.
Yeah, or government, kings, queens. It's like back in the day, we had kings and queens. Now we got presidents and vice presidents, this, that, and the other. Same shit, just different names. I mean, that's how they bullshit you. And you're just like, I know it's on the tip of my tongue. There you go. It's like, oh, what's his name, Morpheus. You can see it, feel it, and taste it. And then somebody comes along and goes, hey, motherfucker. Yeah, I don't need to take a red pill. I just need somebody to go, hey, they just changed the names, but they're the same thing. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, tastes like a duck, it's a duck. I mean, it's like the old saying, you can put enough sugar on a moose turd pie, it's still going to taste like a shit pie. And that's the thing, is too many people, they'd rather, I don't want to offend somebody because they're lying to me, and in a way, they're raping you. Whether it's physically, emotionally, or financially. Because, you'd rather fucking take that fucking ass fucking than instead of going, hey, asshole, stop doing it.
Yep.
Or listen to other people that say, it's okay, it's like, really?
We had to compromise.
Fuck
we
compromise.
had to compromise.
Here's the thing, you can...
Look what compromising's gotten us.
Yeah, compromising to a point is a good thing. It shows maturity. But when you start compromising your morals, ethics, and principles for a few fucking dollars, or I might be called a name, well, at the end of the day, you're a bitch, a coward.
They're still gonna call you that name.
Yeah, don't say you love your kids.
Right.
Don't say any of this shit, because that,
family.
It's a joke. Actions speak louder than words. And if anybody takes offense to what I'm saying,
look in the mirror.
Go look in the mirror. And that's the one thing. Nobody wants to look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm only one man. Because like I said, at the end of the day, when we all cross over, eventually you're going to be sitting around with some really mighty men.
It's like them.
And they're going to hand you the bottle and say, okay, no bullshitting.
Right.
What'd you do? I had Gucci gear. I worked for the government, collected a paycheck, and turned a blind eye while everybody was getting fucked. And then when I got fucked, I got big mad and said, why isn't anybody saying something?
They're going to hit that button, you're going to go down a slide.
Yeah. Have some fucking sunscreen, 23,000, And I don't care if, like I said in the other one about if you want to be an atheist, that's your business. But I guarantee if you're around me, you're going to experience the Creator, because you're going to see some shit or go, oh my God, what the fuck? There is no way I can deny that shit. And that's just one of them things. And it is what it is. But then again, everybody, oh, Jesus is going to clean this mess up. But again and then, look in your own Bible, or to all you Christians out there, it says, if something ain't interceding, man will destroy himself. So a big word, if, means maybe. Now what you gonna do if happens? You gonna sit back and I'm gonna wait for Jesus, or maybe Jesus waiting for you to get off your dead ass, and then once you earn that respect, again, find the blessing that, hey, I got your back, and then all of a sudden things start changing. See, but most of you so-called Christians allowed God out of our fucking goddamn school system and allowed communism to come in. Kind of like, yeah, we had communism fucking contained. Oh, tear down that wall and watch what happened. It came running here to the United States.
See, and that's something else I don't get about Christians, is they praise Jesus, which is the Son, right?
Yeah.
But you don't praise the Creator?
Yeah.
Who created him? Why are you praising the Son?
Well,
I know he came down.
It says, nobody gets to him except through me. Really? Well, I'm sorry. Jesus said if you want to get to there, you got to do the work. You can't, it's like growing a garden. You can't just have a garden without the works. Most people, oh, well, I believe in faith. Well, you go ahead. Faith without works is dead.
Well, yeah.
But you also got to remember it was interpreted by a certain group of people. Yeah, and see, that's where you really got to get into it. Now, if you really want to get into a lot of shit, because you're, oh, he's wrong, go find an old Ethiopian Bible that's yay big, and you'll go, oh my God, I was lied to. Woe unto the shepherds that leads the flock astray. It'll make a lot of sense. That's like a lot of things I'll talk about. Prove me wrong. Because if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But if I'm right, you have to accept that I was right.
Yeah, see, I'd rather praise the Creator because
Well,
He
yeah.
created everything.
Well, that's the thing. Is, yeah, like with me, I was supposed to be a preacher. But then, like I said, after doing the test, they sat me down and said, well, there's certain things that you can only preach about. And one is you can't preach about the ills of the government. Well, isn't that what the church is supposed to do? And it doesn't matter who's doing it. You're supposed to go, hey, look, they're doing wrong. They're doing wrong. They're doing wrong. And this is how I interpret how to fix the shit.
Yeah.
But see, they don't do that no more.
No, they don't.
Filthy lucre, 501c3s, and then you have to go, okay, well, you can't serve two masters.
Yeah, so which master are you serving?
Yeah, and it's just like
God or government?
Well, that's just like I bow down and I worship God. What God are you talking about?
But you praise Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here, me personally.
Sounds like three to me.
Well, me personally, I believe in the Creator.
Yep.
And that's what it says in our founding documents. The Creator this, the Creator that. And it's like, don't be surprised if you read the Ethiopian Bible and it says nothing about Jesus. It might say something about Yeshua and Yahweh, and all this other shit. But, each to his own. It's just like other parts of the scripture talking about, well, you can't take someone when they're on milk and give them steak or as meat.
No, you can't.
And some people are only made to understand certain things, and other people are, way out here, and it's like.
True.
But see, I'm not going to dog on somebody because they're not ready for it or they don't want to know.
Yeah.
And that's fine too, because we're all at our own different levels, and then we'll go back in the 90s. We got to educate everybody. They'll wake the fuck up, blah, blah, blah. No, they won't. They're comfortable.
30 years later.
That's where that song came out, Comfortably Numb. Ain't it a bitch? Reality sucks. And I hate mosquitoes, them bloodsuckers. But until next time.
Get out and play.
Oh, like and subscribe.
That too.
It'd be nice.